Valve's going to announce Half-Life 3 at E3, and here's why. Alright, I would just like to point out that this entire video is speculation, but speculation on the Valve guy. On June 7th, 2013, Jeff Knightley tweeted the following. Saw something truly incredible last night that will be a big E3 debut. Even with all the DRM drama, next week we'll deliver some great games. Alright, here's the thing. Jeff Knightley has been a game reporter for years. If you don't remember how Jeff Knightley got his start, here's how. At Valve. He is an enormous Valve fan. Do you remember the final hours of Portal 2? He wrote that, and he also wrote the final hours of Half-Life 2 and Half-Life. And since he actually points out the DRM drama, obviously referring to stuff like the Xbox One and the possibility of PS4 letting their publishers do that, he is not talking about the first-party developers of Microsoft or Sony. He's talking about a game developer about to announce a gigantic game. And what's a game we've been waiting for a really long time? Now, of course, this is huge speculation, but if you look at what Valve has been doing recently, it kind of makes sense. Let's take a look at a list of things that Valve has done in the last couple of months. We've been updating Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive with small little patches, adding maps, different character classes, and just updating the graphics. That doesn't take many members of your team to be able to update maps that have been made in the community or bug fixes that the community have pointed out. You've newly implemented the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Overwatch campaign, which stops cheaters within the game and makes the game more balanced and fun. Alright, that's completely community driven. I'm sorry, Valve has almost nothing to do with that. What about the TF2 Electric Boogaloo update? That was a completely community-made update that even the trailer and comics were made by the community and the webpage. So what has Valve actually been doing? Almost zero. This tied into the fact that August of last year, Gabe openly spoke about Source Engine 2. Kinda makes me think that something big is about to happen. Here's why. Gabe himself, the creator, CEO, everything, the god of Valve, openly discussed a new, unannounced, unheard of product. The new game engine that all their games are gonna be based on. And he has also openly referred to a game called Ricochet 2. Do we really think Valve is going to release a sequel to their least successful game? No. I think Ricochet 2 is a joke code name for Half-Life 3. Why? Because they do stuff like that. Also, why would Gabe openly talk about it if it already hasn't been many years in development and is very close to being announced in the first place? Yes, it's close to a year before we announce it, but Valve has done crazier things to be able to announce their games. And I feel that since he was willing to talk about it all the way back in August, there has been a lot of time to be able to make even more development on a thing that they can announce. And that thing that they're going to announce will either be Half-Life 3 or another IP or another game. Now, some of you might point out that in the Steamworks SDK, there had been some files hinting towards a Left 4 Dead 3. Now, this might be a thing that we might see, but even though Valve has done sequel after sequel before actually attending to something that we want, I don't think that they're going to say, hey gaming community, screw you, that many times. Valve has been developing this game upwards of 6 years. They have had quite enough time to create something amazing, and they've done many amazing things in a smaller, much smaller time span with way fewer people. I feel it in my nuggets. E3 this year is going to be incredible. I'm Tyler McVicker. Adios. In case this is your first time viewing my channel, this is Valve News Network. We do what we want here. Subscribe if you want to see more of my beautiful face. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you around the interwebs sometime, maybe.